One of the worst teams in England at the moment is Southampton in the Premier League. It is my job today to rebuild this team and take them from 20th all the way up to a Champions League winner. They currently sit 20th in the Premier League after 19 games with 6 points. They are 10 points off the drop, with Wolverhampton Wanderers sitting in 17th on 16 points. It is not looking good for them. They have a new manager. He's going to have his first window, but it's not the window you'd want. It's a January transfer window. It's not much action happens in this window for many clubs. They normally it's just the loan factory, if not two of different massive signings. We're gonna have 45 million in the summer window. We are starting it off in summer. Let's go and meet the squad and meet the problem. Now, I think the problem with the squad is the age. A lot of these players are on the older side that are still in the starting 11, still part of the team. We kind of get younger areas like 27. That's about it. But there are some decent young prospects in here, like Ladios. He's a decent young prospect that will probably loanless. I'm not really too sure about Samuel here. Dibbling is their most prospect player, their biggest higher potential player for this. He might be on his way out though in January, but we're gonna look to loan him out for this season. He's gonna be a key part of this. Adozi's obviously out on loan. We have a couple options like McCarthy, but I mean, like even that, I say we have options like McCarthy. He's 34 years old. Our youngest goalkeeper, and which was fine with, is Aaron Ramsdale. He will be our #1 goalkeeper for our first couple of seasons. I did go ahead and switch to a 5-back formation that they had a default on the game to the 4-2-1-3. So what I want in this team is a better back line. I think Kyle Walker-Peters, even if I do that, Sugawara will play at right back, or Kyle Walker-Peters will play at right back. I think this team needs to clear out from the old, in with the younger guys. Ramsdale at net, he's probably the one safe player. I think Fernandez, we change him to a cam, he could be prospect. Archer, not quite sure yet. They're interested in Evan Ferguson and Maja, so who knows, Archer might be on his way out. Dibbling, we're going to look to loan out to see if we can grow him. Other than that, this team is going to need a full-on revamp, but I'm not going to try. I'm going to try not to do it too drastically. I'm going to try and slowly build up this team now. In the last 10 games, they have 2 points. They actually haven't won a game since their 1-0 win against Everton in November. But other than that, that's in fact the only win of Premier League football. They've drawn a couple of games. Their most wins coming in the cup competitions as well. They recently beat Stoke City, but then they recently lost to Liverpool 2-1. It was a tight quest, but they've drawn 2 games in the last 10. 1-1 against Brighton and 0-0 against Fulham, which retrospectively is actually quite a decent result for both of those games. So let's go and see what we can do with this horrible squad and see what we can transform in the first season to try and keep them safe from relegation. And here is all the business that we have done. In order, we start by bringing in Gabriel Peck from LA Galaxy for 25 million. He'll be our main right winger. He's a younger sider, like 22 years old, most expensive player we brought in so far. He'll come in and hopefully do a job on the wings. We go ahead and go to Liverpool. They went to us for Virgil van Dijk. We're going to them for Jordal Konsa for 8 million. Welcome to Southampton. Welcome to the club. We go ahead and sell Samuel Amia to Parma for 790k. We sell Suleimani for 3.1 million. We go ahead and bring in Matteo Ruggeri from Atalanta for 5.3 million. He will be our #1 left back. We go ahead and sell Jack Stevens. We sell Joe Lummy. We loan out Tyler Dibbling. We loan out Bazunu. We go ahead and buy Santiago Lopez, a wonder kid. If you want to know how I found this wonder kid, go to the channel in the description. There's a video showing y'all the top 10 attacking wonder kids there. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel. More content. Actually, no, that's where this channel is. That's this channel. I'm dumb. I thought I was doing for Forbes Gaming. This is this channel. Yeah, this is from the top 10 attacking wonder kids video last Friday. Yeah, so this is on Santiago Lopez. We bought him in and then we loaned him out instantly. And then we go ahead and controversially sell Kyle Walker-Peters for $7.5 million. So Sugarda is our main right back. We sell Pau Ebe Onuche. We go ahead and loan out Jean Eladios. We sell Ross Stewart. We sell Alex McCarthy as well as Ryan Manning. That way our other right back or left back Regetta can play. And we sell James Bree. That is that. Let's go and look at the team now going into this season. We have Cornet on the left, Archer as striker, Gabriel Peck at right wing, Matheus Fernandes as a cam, Kwanzaa and Rigetti as the left back and right back with Ramsdale in net. I'll see y'all at the end of the season where hopefully we're not relegated. We survive relegation, and we survive it kind of safely as well. 6 points clear off the drop. We sit 14th in the league. 10 wins, 7 draws, 21 losses. That is honestly still not good enough for us, though. We got to change these losses to wins. We're going to lose Ugo Chukwu. Mr. Ramsdale, 1 clean sheet. That's the problem. He had 1 clean sheet in 38 Premier League games. He played every single Premier League game. Thank the Lord, because his only keeper, if we got hurt, was him. Other than that, Archer scored 20 goals. Gabriel Peck in his first season scored 13 goals. Bertans Diaz scored 11. Fernandes is up to 77, scoring 6. This is what I don't like to see, is Charlie Taylor playing 23 games. Rigetti playing 25, so maybe they have just split it, but obviously Taylor did well, better attacking wise, and they 3-3. As far as our loans goes, Barrios is +2, Santiago's +5, Bazunu's grown a little bit, Dibbling has grown a little bit. Those are the only ones I really care about. Let's get into next season where we're going to have a lot of those loan guys to sell and a lot more, hopefully, money to bring in some quality players to hopefully push us up towards mid-table, top end of the table. We won the last 4 games 3-1 each. What? We lost 6-1 to Tottenham. That is absurd. But we won the last 3 games of the season 3-1. That's how we survived. We hit a good gear there, I guess. All right. I've never seen that happen ever. And we start season 2 by bringing in a central defensive midfielder. We obviously lost Ugo Chukwu because he was only a lone player. So we go over to Brighton to the Seagulls, and we bring in Baeba. This is somebody I was going to bring in last season from the RIP. Just couldn't afford him after signing Kwanzaa and honestly Gabriel Peck as well. So Baeba, welcome to the club. Roughly 20 million, just shy of 20 million. I think around 16, 17 million. Of the 70 million that we have to spend, so 1/7 of the million there is gone for a center defensive midfielder that should be here for the long run, if not the whole entire rebuild. Welcome to the club. The only change to the starting 11 is obviously Diamande and Baeba, who comes in as center defensive midfielder, but we also bring in Ojeda, a 77 overall left back, and obviously Huerta we bring in as a free agent. Let's go through our transfer business, that way we can do it, because I forgot there's actually quite a few changes to the starting 11, so let's go ahead and go to. So we brought in Baeba in for $16.5 million. We brought in Huerta on for free. We sold Ronnie Edwards. We brought in Diamande. We sold Will Smallburn. We smell Bertrand Diaz. We bought Ojeda from Atlanta United. We sold a couple guys. We loaned Lopez back out. We loaned Dibbling back out. And then we sold some more Deadwood and loaned out some more guys. We brought in Craig Berg, 71 overall, and then we loaned them out to Wolves. Let's go to the end of the season where hopefully we're top 10, top 8, top 7. Some small improvements as we finish 12th in the league. We don't suffer 20 losses. We sit 16 losses, so not too bad of a difference. 42 points there, and to be fair, actually, never mind. I was going to say to be fair, we're not close off. 24 points behind top 5. Nearly 30 games over top 4. Man City win the league. We finish in 12th. Not bad of a results. Top goal scorer, Cameron Archer had 24 goals. Gabriel Peck had 14 goals. He's up to 81 overall. We won't be able to cash in on him. We have Huerta, who's on 14 goals. Fernandes as a cam is not scoring enough goals, in my opinion, so maybe that's an improvement we look to. Our fullback shouldn't be scoring just as many goals as our cam. Just shouldn't be happening. Our front 3 is lethal, though. I'll see y'all for start of season 3, where maybe 100 million. We're going up a little bit. Maybe 100 million. We still got 53 million to spend now. Let's see what we can do. Only a couple of signings for us. We bring in Harvey Elliott from Liverpool. We go ahead and swap Mr. Matheus Fernandes. He just wasn't doing it. I had to be cutthroat, and cutthroat I shall be. Harvey Elliott, welcome to the club. And then we bring in Christian Mosquera, 81 overall center back. He will join the lineup, and he will place one of the two center backs in that starting lineup. And that'll pretty much the only changes we make. Everybody else should be able to grow. I might have to change my right back come next season. So let's see if we can get top 10, top 9, maybe a cup run as well. I'll see y'all there. We go ahead and finish season number 3, 11th. We're making progress slowly but surely. We've actually lost some more games. We've just drawn less. We are slowly making progress. 50 points. The Cam do. How did Turkey do? Not Turkey, is it? It's Harvey Elliott. He did 7 goals. So maybe our Cam just isn't attacking enough. Maybe that could be the problem. Peck with 16, Archer with 18, Huerta with 20. Some interesting things going on here. Ojeda's only up to 78. That's interesting. And we start the season off strong by bringing in Rico Lewis for $32 million with his contract expiring at PSG. It was a no-brainer to bring this guy in, and we could have probably got him for a little bit cheaper as well. 2 transfers, Rico Lewis and Carlos Machado. The Portuguese origin of Cristiano Ronaldo joins in at 79 overall. Rico Lewis, 83 overall, can play right back, could also play CDM. So there is that. No money left in our budget. We'll see y'all at the end of the season. And end of season 4, we finish 9th in the Premier League. 54 points for us. 15 points off top 5, which is insane. Possibly just 2 points off a Conference League spot with Manchester United. FA Cup, the final went to Brighton. They won it on penalties. The Carabao Cup, it goes to Manchester United. So there's a chance that gets trickled down. Only to Tottenham, which is unfortunate, but there's a chance it gets trickled down. Our top goal scorer, Huerta, the Mexican free agent, 28 goals. Peck had 10. Archer had 5 because Mikado also split the games as well for 4 games. So our strikers just didn't score. Wow. Season number 5, we should have over 100 million to spend, and boy, are we going to spend it. Big selling. We sell Cameron Archer for 104 million to Arsenal. I mean, they think we could have got 42 million more. Then why didn't you do that when I delegated it? That was actually the most we could delegate. Was we sold it for the max on the delegation. Cameron Archer is going. Ronaldo is now our main striker. We got to bring in a second striker to replace him. And we also go ahead and bring in 2 new players as well. We bring in Pavlovic for originally 65 million, and we bring in Mendy in on a free. So welcome to the club to those 2. And now trying to find a striker. Do we find someone that's better than Mikado, or do we find a backup for Mikado? And we spend 55 million of that plus Aaron Ramsdale to go shopping back at Arsenal. So the money they just spent, we just put half of that back in their budget. We give them Aaron Ramsdale for a better keeper, a younger keeper, and already higher overall in Guilherme Restes, the go-to keeper of all Wonder Kids. Mr. Restes joins the squad here at Southampton. Welcome to the club. We bring in Liam Delop for 29.3 million. He was stuck at Ipswich, so welcome to Southampton. And he will be our starting striker. And so this is a starting lineup to hopefully push for European football. Restes in net, Rico Lewis, Mosquera, Mendy, Ojeda, Pavlovic, and Baleba. Harvey Elliott, Cam, Delop, Huerta, and Peck on the attack. Let's see where the boys are at come the end of the season. Hopefully, European football. We finish in the European spot, 5th in the Premier League, 1 point off top 4. Vamos, Manchester City are your Premier League champions for the whatever reasons. Who cares? Norwich, Leeds United, Everton finish in the bottom 3. Man United finish in 14th. We have Europa League football for next season. That's a massive step in the right direction. I think it's going to come down to Restes 11. Ruggerti's playing the most of the games. Ojeda's not playing, so Ruggerti has to go. Huerta had 28 goals. Peck had 21. Mikado is playing most of the games with 14 goals. Delop had 10 games. All right. Don't know why that is that. All right. Well, I'll see y'all next season. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what this team needs, to be completely honest. We have a great left winger that's doing his bit. He's the captain of the club. The front three is fine. The midfield duo, the midfield trio here is great. The only weak point technically is a left back, but I'm gonna remedy that with selling Rogeri. That way Ojeda is actually playing, and maybe not because he's 22 years old, 78. So maybe that is where we focus our time here in this transfer window, and maybe bring in another CDM for Baiba to also compete with Diamande. That could be a possibility, but we do have 120 or 143 million to spend. So we could spend if we want. And we find that left back. We bring in Ian Matson, 85 overall left back for 27 years old. We bring him in for 65.9 million from Real Madrid. Welcome to Southampton, bud. Here is our Europa League phases games. We have Univ Craiova in our first game. In October, we have Benfica and Frankfurt, so two relatively harder games there. We have FCSB. We have Inter Milan in the Europa League. We have Anderlecht in the Europa League as well. And then we wrap it up with OGC Nice and Jagiona in the Europa League. So hopefully we can be in the top 24 come the end of the 8 games there. I'll see y'all at the start of February to try and get there. Alright, well, halfway or just over halfway of the league. We sit 5th in the league. We are 1 point off the top 4, but we do not care about that. We care about Europa League, and we finish 4th in the Europa League. 6 wins, 2 losses. So we cruise through the Europa League phases. We skip out on the playoff round alongside a couple of teams. Inter Milan, do not skip out on that. We go ahead and skip out with Gladbach, AS Monaco, Frankfurt, West Ham, obviously us, Sevilla, Man United, and Shakhtar Donetsk, who went a perfect 8 for 8. And in fact, let's go see who we won and the 2 teams we lost to. That's an outstanding standing. I was not expecting that. So we actually lost the final game tag to Jagiona. I did see that, and I was kind of honestly worried about before going that. And we also lost to the FA Cup to Nottingham Forest in the first round, so no cups again for us. We beat Nice 1-0. We went ahead and beat Anderlecht 2-0. We lost to Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. So Nottingham Forest, the Cup Warriors for us. We beat Inter Milan 3-2. We beat FCSB 2-1. We lost to Frankfurt 2-1 in the league, and in the Europa League we beat Benfica, and then we obviously went ahead and beat Univ Craiova. So we will go ahead and skip to March to the round of 16 for the Europa League, and we'll just go from there. It's FC Porto in the Europa League. We're going to go ahead and quick sim. We obviously won't play any of these games. We won't even play the final. I'm just showing y'all this just for a little bit of fun, to be honest. So there's that. We're still 5th in the league, though. We are just going to go ahead and quick sim it here through the menu. 2-0 on aggregate. We win 1-0 on the day. 3-2 on aggregate. We move on to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, in which we have Sevilla. We actually lost 2-1 that last game. 1-3-2 on aggregate. I'm just going to sim to the end of the season and see what happens. We win 4-1 on the first leg against Sevilla. Wow. We might win the competition. And in fact, I think that was actually the whole thing. I think that was the whole entire leg. That was the aggregate. We won 4-1 there against Sevilla. We have West Ham in the next round. All English semi-final bound. The first leg goes to Southampton 2-0. The second leg, it goes to probably Southampton on the day. 3-3 on aggregate. Or is that on the day? That's either on the day, and we win 5-3 on aggregate. I think we're in the finals of the Europa League. So we actually lost 4-3 on penalties. They won 3-1 on the day on the second leg, and then obviously 3-3 on aggregate. West Ham won 4-3 on penalties, and they in fact lose 5-4 on penalties in the final. So we fail out on the Europa League, but we do not fail to get Champions League football. We finish 4th in the Premier League by 3 points to Brighton finishing in 5th, with Liverpool winning the league, City coming in 2nd. Going down is Wolves, Burnley, and Brentford. Gabriel Peck is our top goal scorer with 31 goals. Mikado had 25. Huerta had 13. He's 29 years old at 86 overall. We might be able to cash in on him next season. Harvey Elliott, 5 goals, 13 assists. Mosquera had 3 goals as a center back. Let's see, like this should never be close to being close, to be honest. Goals and goals there, that should never be close. We're into the 7th season of this rebuild now, and we have Champions League football for the next time. We're going to have over 100 million to spend, and we might be able to spend it on a couple of players to try and make a good on bench. This guy's dynamic potential absolutely exploded after we sold him to Arsenal, so we had to bring him back. Welcome back to the club, Mr. Cameron Archer. You will join back to Southampton as a 92 overall striker. We swapped Evan Ferguson plus 100 million for him when his contract was expiring in the course of this season, so we got him a little bit cheaper instead of his 170 market value, where they probably would have wanted close to 90 to 190 to 200 million plus. We say hello to Archer. He joins the squad. He'll be our number one striker. Wow, 100 gone out of the 188 million that we had to spend, so now only 88 million to improve this team. We bring in Cameron Archer. We bring in Carlos Almeida from Manchester United. We go ahead and swap Baeba as well. 85 overall Casemiro regen. Yes, come to the club. And we bring in a solid regen. He skips out on Chelsea to join Southampton because he knows we are a bigger club here at Southampton. He joins as a right mid, right winger. We are also working on a deal to bring in Henrik Müller. We are fighting with Arsenal on this signing. This is just pure squad depth at this point for Müller. Other than that, our squad is pretty much all but full. And he did reject Arsenal. He will join Southampton here. Welcome to the club, Henrik Müller. Welcome to Southampton. Let's go see our Champions League phase games before we get to the end of January and see where we're at. I'm not in the Champions League.
What?
Why am I not in the Champions League? How am I in the Europa Conference League? I finished 4th in the Premier League. How am I in the Conference League? Alright, well, I'm in the Conference League. Yeah. I don't know how. Well, screw this season. I'll see you at the end of the season. I'm not going to look at the Conference League. How am I not in the Champions League? I finished 4th. There's no way I shouldn't be. Is it because West Ham won the Europa League? It pushed me down? That generally could be what happened. It could have been because possibly West Ham won the Europa League and maybe an English team won the Conference League. And it pushed me down the pecking order. I think that's generally what could have possibly happened. I mean, I'll see you out there in the season now. I don't care about this season now. Wow. We finished 3rd in the league. I want y'all to see that. We finished third in the league. That is top 4. That is Champions League football. If we're not in Champions League football next season, I'm ending the rebuild as a failed because the game is broken. Man City claimed their title back, this time by 2 points over Chelsea. Southampton in 3rd. Liverpool, who went from champions to 4th. Arsenal are slowly looking to come back. They are now sitting in 6th. Manchester United all the way down in 14th. They are struggling just like real life times. Luton, Norwich, and Nottingham Forest go down in there. The FA Cup, we lost in the final to Manchester City. The Carabao Cup, we lost in the final to Liverpool. The Conference League, we won the final against Frankfurt. We won the Conference League, so at minimum, we should have Europa League football. If all things go the worst, we should have Europa League football at a bare minimum, but we should have Champions League football and nothing else. Top goal scorer, Gabriel Peck, who's 30 years old now. He's still getting the goals. Huerta had 26 goals. Mercado had 23 goals. Cameron Archer, I'm assuming, didn't play too many games. That's unfortunate. It might be time to sell Mercado. Alright, moment of truth. How much money do we have? We have 176 million. This is what tells us what competition we are in. Continental, we are in the Champions League. Okay, we can take that. We're in the Champions League. Vamos, we can deal with that. Let's see what we can get for free agents. Some regens are going to be absolutely crazy, I'll tell you that much. Out with the old, in with the new. With this signing, we spend exactly 0. It's a straight swap deal, market value to market value, straight up swatch, 143.5 million. We bring in Christian Cabrietta, who's actually a Lamine Yamal pre-gen. We swap him with Hobrada, or with the left winger, the Mexican left winger that we had on our bench. That was a free agent, by the way. He was a free agent. We bring in Christian Cabrietta. We're going to change him from a right winger to a left winger. He's going to play on the left-hand side. Gabriel Peck's time at the club might be over, with solid regen coming up and over the ranks. But yeah, first signing is done. We are running out of time of actually being able to do this rebuild, so we are going to go ahead and bring in a big gun. We spend 100 million plus a player worth 30 million to bring in a 91 overall center back, which honestly means we might be able to bring in another 90 overall center back if we really wanted to. But this guy's coming out of Dortmund. He is obviously a regen or a pre-gen. Torben Braun, 100 million plus Dordu Mendy, who's another regen pre-gen. He will come into the squad, fit straight into that back line, and welcome to the club. All right, well, I simulated just 1 week too far to try and get our Champions League phases underway, and we won the first one against Sporting 4-0. So that's one win out of the 8 games. So the 7 games we have remaining is Lyon at the end of the month, and then we have Bayern Munich. So tough already. We get a little bit of a break against Stuttgart and Anderlecht, who we had in the Europa League a couple seasons ago. We get RB Salzburg, not Leipzig, Salzburg, and then we end it with AC Milan and Sevilla. So I will see y'all on the 29th, where hopefully we are in the top 8. And we can skip the playoff rounds. But first, I got to go do contract extensions. That way, before I forget. Halfway through our league, we are sitting 10th in the league. We're not off to a great start in the league. Champions League is what matters, though. In the Champions League, we finished first in the group, in the league phase. Wow, we skip out on the playoff round, which is massive for us. So I'll see y'all at the end of February, where hopefully we can turn things around in the league and then get our Champions League fixtures as well, and then we'll go game by game for that. It's the round of 16 has been drawn. It's City versus Leverkusen, Sporting versus Real Madrid, FCSB versus Leipzig. We get Club Brugge in the round of 16. So there is that. The other games is AC Milan versus Slavia Praha, PSG versus Man United, Atletico Madrid versus AS Monaco, and Chelsea versus Juventus. Juventus is also a team that finished with us in the top 2. We quick sim this game. We win the first leg 2-1. Cabrera and Harvey Elliott on the score sheet. The second leg here at home, 2-2 on the day, which means a 4-3 win on aggregate. Archer's goal in the 85th minute seals the deal for us, and we move on to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We get RB Leipzig in the quarterfinals. The first leg is in Germany. We win the first leg, a narrow 1-0 win. It was pretty even all across the board. We just narrowed the possession, and Cameron Archer scores in the 57th minute to take the edge into the second leg back in England at home. We're also in the semifinals of the FA Cup, as you can see there. Second leg, 1-0 lead at the break. A 1-0 lead in the second leg. A 2-0 arrow. What? A 2-0 average? A 2-0 narrow aggregate win against RB Leipzig. We're in the semifinals of the Champions League in our first season of Champions League football. Even though it should be our second, technically, the team's going through. Leverkusen, they took down Man City, now they take down PSG. Juventus take down AC Milan, and Real Madrid narrow against their Madrid rivals. So we could get Real Madrid. I'd rather take Leverkusen, to be honest. Leverkusen or the Italian club, and play Real Madrid in the final if possible. We get Bayer Leverkusen there. First leg of the Champions League semifinal. It's in Germany. Once again, we lose the first leg. Artur Güler in the 84th minute to take the edge into the second leg. Is our Champions League glory going to come to an end in the semis? A big second leg in Southampton coming up next. Second leg here. We're down 2-1. Can we come back? Or is it? Oh my Lord. Gabriel Peck, the 31-year-old man, with a hat trick to send us to the final of the Champions League. A 4-1 win on the day. 5-3 on aggregate. Gabriel Peck had a hat trick. He sent us. Who sent us to it? It was actually Braun who sent us to it. That's 4-1 right there. Wait, what? Huh? Wait. What in the glitch is going on? Cabrera, Matson, Cabrera, Braun. That's 4-1 right there. So extra time is actually not even needed. So extra time didn't happen, or did it happen? I don't know, because by the looks of this, we won 8-1. We won this game 8-1 by the looks of this. So again, EA just being EA. Obviously, I'm assuming it was 1-0, so it would have been 3-1. So to make it go to aggregate, it would have to been 2-1. It had to been 2-1 to go to aggregate, to go to extra time, in which we scored 2 more goals. So 2 of these goals are legit. So Gabriel Peck did in fact not score a hat trick. And in fact, those 2 goals in the second half of extra time probably didn't happen. But we're in the final. Even if it's glitched, we're in the final. We'll be taking on Juventus or Real Madrid. The Champions League final. Southampton versus Juventus. But before we do that, let's go check out the rest of the season. In the Premier League, we recovered somewhat, but no Champions League football for us. So this is the last go. This will be it. Crystal Palace finishing in second is absurd to see. In the Carabao Cup, we win the final. This is actually the FA Cup. We win the FA Cup against Newcastle. The Carabao Cup, Brighton beat Spurs there. So it's Champions League final time against Southampton. It's this or nothing. That is what we're fighting for, that Champions League trophy. This is our starting lineup. Restes in net. We have a back four. It's going to show as a back five, but it is a back four of Lewis. We have Elliott and Peck in the midfield. Cabrera at striker. That's not Cabrera at striker. It's actually Mr. Why is it showing a back five? It shouldn't be showing a back five. I mean, I'm going to have to show you on here because they're going to mess up their lineup as well. So this is a 4-2-1-3. Cabrera on the left-hand side. Archer as striker. Gabriel Peck on the right-hand side. Harvey Elliott at cam. Harry Elliott at ham. Pavlovic and Almeida as our DMs. Matson, Muller, Braun, and Lewis as our back four. Restes in net. We have Mosquera, Bazunu, Diblink, Ahmed, Santiago Lopez, and Mercado all on the bench there. This is Juventus lineup. They play a 4-2-3-1. Ricardo Pepi as their striker. Nioni as a cam. Paredes and this man as a right mid. Weston McKinney and Moretti in the midfield. Rui, De Jong, Gertruda, and Sanchez as a back four. Mantella as a goalkeeper. Some weaker options on the bench. Martin Odegaard's on the bench. Ben White's on the bench. That's stronger options. We'll see them surely at some point. It's the Champions League final in Germany. I feel like I spent most of my time of this journey in Germany. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can lift that trophy with Southampton. Cameron Archer putting the pressure on the defender. Cameron Archer now a Southampton original that we sold and brought back. Almeida out wide for Gabriel Peck, the LA Galaxy man, into Harvey Elliott. And Harvey Elliott from distance. Harvey Elliott gets the scoring started early for Southampton. It's 1-0. The ex-Liverpool, the captain of the squad, scores early for Southampton in the Champions League final. Gabriel Peck, Harvey Elliott, and for Cameron Archer. I just butchered his name so bad in Harvey Elliott. We get a corner out of it. First corner of the game is Pavlovic to whip it in. Is Cameron Archer to head it in? No, but it'll fall out for Braun. He'll put it back out wide for Pavlovic. Crossed in awfully, but for Muller on the volley blocked. Cabrera with a great tackle. Gabriel Peck on his finish, blocked by a defender. And halftime, 0-0 maybe, 1-0 I should say. Restes, great save. Juventus first real attack. Corner for Juventus. It goes deeper. Cabrera wins the header. Restes will claim it. Halftime, 1-0 up. We are 45 minutes away from being Champions League winners. Harvey Elliott, Cabrera, Cameron Archer, into Gabriel Peck. Back to Cameron Archer. First time finish off the post. Cabrera over the top for Cameron Archer on the volley. The Southampton man himself gives Southampton the lead double. 2-0 here over Juventus, and we are 30-ish minutes away from being Champions League winners. Lucas Mantella can't defend that one. It's a great volley from Cameron Archer. Connects to it beautifully and finds the back of the net. Here comes Juventus for the first time in a while, it feels like, but that cross is awful. He might win it though. Moretti down to Greenwood. Greenwood crossed in. Pepe header wide. Cabrera trying to end the game on a spectacular, but it doesn't matter what happens here. Southampton are your Champions League winners. We win 2-0 here against Juventus. Let's go and lift that trophy. I've lost count of how many seasons it's actually taken to get to this point, but it's our first season in the Champions League. Is that all that matters? We get it done on the first try of asking. No cheating, no saving. We just go with the flow. We go with the results. I thought we was going to be out in the semifinals but somehow we managed to get through that. And Harvey Elliott, the captain, the one who scored first to kick off, and I guess technically the game winner because he scored first and he scored the 1-0 lead. And Juventus going to get close to us. Harvey Elliott lifts the Champions League trophy from Liverpool to Southampton, Champions League winners here in Germany. Let me know what team you want me to rebuild next in the comments, and let me know what you want to see on this channel. Rebuilds, career mode news, content, glitches, Wonder Kids, all this other stuff. This will be the home of this channel. But for now, that's me today done. Subscribe and leave a like. Peace out.